Okay, Netivot Shalom, a new year. We're starting with Noach, as Bereshit was just right after Simchat Torah, so we couldn't record anything or learn through Zoom. So Parashat Noach talking about a few things, and toward the end of it about the Dora Falaga or Dora Palaga, the generation that continued to do something bad after the Mabul, right? So we had the flood, which was basically the creation reset for humanity, and Hashem started with Noach and his three sons, and then later on we had a generation that also misbehaved, right? וירד השם לראות את העיר ואת המגדל אשר בנו בני אדם. So Hashem came down to watch or to see the city and the tower that the human built. ויאמר השם אין עם אחד ושפה אחת לכולם, ויפץ השם אותם משם על פני כל הארץ. So Hashem was thinking about, okay, it's one nation, they're very united, one language, and he scattered them all over the planet. Right? We all know the story of the Tower of Babel. יש להבין מה זה בכל פרשת חטא דור הפלגה, ועונשם נזכר תמיד שם הוויה, אמורה מידת החסד, כגון וירד השם, ואומר השם, ויפץ השם, ולא שם אלוקים, אמורה מידת הגבורה, כמו עניין מבול. Right? So, Netivot Shalom here, he's assumed that we all know the story. So he's asking question about how come every punishment or every step of the punishment of the generation of the Palaga, Hashem using his Shem Havaya, Yudke Vavke, which is the attribute of Chesed, kindness, right? Hashem went down, Hashem scattered them, not Elokim. Elokim basically is the strength, is the judgment, is the Gvura, like in the Mabul, because in the Mabul it was the Shem Elokim, right? So the biggest question is why Hashem is using the attribute of Chesed when he's punishing this generation. And we need to explain, according to what it says in his Drashot Haran, the first Drasha, Binyan Dor Palaga. שהניחו אותנו מפרשים באפלה. I said like the interpreter, like they left us in the darkness. Why? Because this is the people and what they did and what was the crime and what was the sin. If they wanted to be like one person, one nation, friends, no border, right? Imagine no people, right? Then what's the problem with that? And asking the question, are they leaving us like in the dark in that sense? But he explained about that principle that שבהכפל הפרטים המסכימים לתכונה אחת, אם חיתות היא מעלה, תכפל ותתחזק התכונה. He said that when we have a unity gathering of people, if the individuals are in a fully agreement about whatever detail they agree, then that strength of that detail or whatever topic they're agreeing will be double, will be very strong, right? If we don't have a dispute. Just imagine the entire nation of the United States, right? I don't know, is it 340, 360 million people will all vote for one president. And whatever that president will do, there will be no objection, nothing. Think about the power and what they can do as a nation. So if a people that have the same character, same midot, the midot of their soul, they get together. If they are positive people, then the sky is even not the limit. But if they are negative people, then think about the wickedness that they can actually do and the harm that they can cause, right? So basically unity, it's a big question if unity is good or not. Because if they are bad, right? And as it says in Sanhedrin, כינוס רשעים רע להם ורע לעולם. פיזור לרשעים הנאה לעולם והנאה לעולם. והנאה להם והנאה לעולם, right? There is a typo here. Which means the gathering of the wicked people, bad for them and it's bad for the world. And scattering them of the wicked people, it's good. It's a benefit for the world and benefit for them. Because when the bad people are got together, then they don't speak about how they can do good to the humanity or save the dolphin, right? They're going to exchange ideas, and maybe they come up with one bad idea, and together they can actually execute it successfully. So it's bad for them and bad for the world. Bad for them because they're going to punish about that. And it's bad for the world because bottom line, they're doing bad things. So scatter them is good for the world. And he said, and similar to that, I heard from my father on the pasuk, בית חברך עם יחזיהו פרץ השם את מעשיך, דברי הימים בית. So it's from the time when we had the judges and the prophet, etc. So whatever the story was with Achaziah, then somebody that got together with him, Hashem didn't like his deeds. And he meant Maasecha, your deed, but actually it was referring to your positive deed. But when that person was connected to to a wicked person, then even his good deeds are full of holes. Because when somebody is hooking himself to the wicked person, then he will be influenced from that. And Tchunat Nafsho, in his character, became bad. And therefore, even his good deeds are full of holes, pratzot. Umidah tova meruba. But a positive midah, is very good. Because when good people are get together, even though if they don't do anything, they are increasing the good, the strengths in the world, just by get together. Like it's they're sending a positive energy. It's not a joke. As it says in Kohelet, right, from Shlomo HaMelech, tovim hashnayim min echad, two are better than one, right, to the unity of the good people. So the partnership and the unity and that of the community, when they get together, everybody's trying to do chesed and kindness to the other one, right, and ishtadlut, which is much better. So now we starting to get the picture why the Dora Palaga, when they got together, it wasn't good, even though, let's say, they didn't do anything. So according to this, what we just learned is explaining the Dora Palaga, that indeed they didn't sin. שאומנם לא חטאו בעת ההיא. That time they didn't sin. ולא הייתה להם גם כוונה לחטוא. They didn't maybe have the goal to sin. But Hashem came down, למה שהמשך מקבוץ האנשים הרי, but Hashem is like checking up what's going to happen when bad people get together. Because if now there's nothing wrong in what they're doing, but eventually they will do something bad, and then it will be in full force. And that's why Hashem scattered them, so they will not have that type of unity, and the evil will get stronger by that. וזה מה שנאמר, this is what it says, וירד השם לראות את העיר, he came down to see the city and the tower that the human built. He wanted to see the characters of the builder of the city. And because their character was bad, that was Atzat Elyon, that was Hashem's will, to confuse them with changing their language and scatter them all over. ולפי זה יוצא, and according to that, it means that was not like a really punishment, because they were not, let's say, entitled to get punishment at the time. They just got together. But Hashem did a chesed with them before they created the sin, to scatter them all over and to nullify their plan. And that's why now we understand why it was Hashem Yudke Vavke, which is kindness, which is midah of chesed, and not the strength or din, judgment, which is Elokim, which was not the same in the Mabul, the generation of the flood, because they were corrupted. They were already corrupted. Hashem was waiting and waiting and waiting. Basically, he gave them a warning for 120 years while Noach was building the ark. They didn't do tshuva, and Hashem was very patient, and eventually he punished them with the flood, but not with the generation of the Palaga. Although, as a side note, there were people that built the tower, they wanted to fight Hashem, they wanted to make a name for them. I think here is referring to the other people, not like in the flood when everybody except Noach and his sons were more tzaddikim. Right? He's talking about the people that was not participating in the revolution of Nimrod. And we can say, שזה מה שבאה התורה הקדושה למד אותנו, in this part, this is what the Holy Torah is coming to teach us in this generation of the Palaga. שלכאורה remind them, right? But because again, we learned so many times, The Torah is not an history book that is just teaching us what was in the past. It's relevant for today. What we're going to take from that to Avodat Hashem, about the unity and the strength of the Jews that get together. Meaning it says in the book Yesod Avodah, in Tehillim, Ma tov u'manaim shevet achim gam yachad, right? It's so pleasure and so good when brothers sits together, beloved brothers, which mean we like brothers. גם שאינם מדברים ביראת השם, כי אהבת הלבבות ממשיכם ומצרפם לאור אחד, נר השם נשמת אדם, והזמל נעשים כל הנרות היחידים מבוקש. He said, even if we don't talk about fearing Hashem or whatever is related to Hashem, just get together on the positive side. The hearts are getting together, and it's like the unity, or they are aggregating each heart, each soul, which is basically the candle of Hashem is the soul of a person. But all the souls together, all the candles together become like a big torch. Great fire. And then from that fire of the unity, the positive unity, then all the inclination, the negative inclination will run away from it, because that just being together have a positive effect. The sitra, evil inclination, the other side will run away. And therefore the tzaddikim, they talk so highly about the chevruta, right? What is chevruta? Chevruta is not only a partner to learn with you. Chevruta is basically a friend. That's it. It's a friend. In the congregation, when the Jews are together in one heart, until they say that sheyesh b'tkashrut lechavura, when you're connecting yourself to a chavura, and not chabura, right? The right way to say is chavura, or chavura, in one detail, which is more than actually connecting yourself to a specific rabbi. But to get together to the entire congregation, that's a higher level. And he said, in the tzibur, right? So tzibur, the minimum of tzibur, we know that okay, minyan is 10 people, that when we get together, then we have the Shechina together. And by the way, tzibur, if you're looking at the tzadik, yud, bet, vav, resh, it's including tzadikim, beinoniim, and reshaim. And the yud and the vav are actually part of the Shem Hashem. So we need to have all of them together. So we're going back to Shabbos. And he said, and specifically, this type of unity and get together, congregation and community is more powerful in Shabbat. If the Shabbos told Hashem, right, each day have his own mate, Sunday have Monday, right, etc., and then Thursday have Friday, what about me? And Hashem told Shabbat, okay, Knesset Israel will be your mate. So when we get together and we're sitting together, especially in Shabbat Kodesh, that's like the most powerful unity that we can have. And then it became like a positive fire, the light, when we get together. And that's the explanation, what מרן אדמו"ר בעל בית אברהם, זכותו הגענו כתב, שצריך להשתמש במסירות נפש כדי לשבת עם יהודים יחדיו, that we need them במסירות נפש. Sometimes it's not easy to sit together with all the people that maybe some of them we don't like, but we have to. Because an individual cannot get to the light of the Shabbos only by together with the unity of the Knesset Israel. So Knesset is something to liknos, it's you get together, that's sitting together. As it says, Ve'amech kulan tzadikim, all your people, all the nation are tzadikim. When they are tzadikim, Ve'amech, when it's your nation together. Ve'amech kulam, when they are together. This is the kulam. They're in the context of tzadikim. Because each one of it by himself, he know his problem, his flaws, etc. But when they're united, when they could get together, shemitachdim yachad niyet avuka. But when they are together, then all the evil inclination, all the bad thing will run away from it. And this is what we need to learn from this parasha. The strength and the magnitude of the power that the Jew have when he's unite himself with other Jews. By that he's bringing up a light. And this is the context of Bechinat Knesset Israel ben Zuger sheyesh b'Shabbat Kodesh. So we started with the question, why Hashem, the Torah was using Hashem, which is the Chesed, Yud-Ke, Vav-Ke, seems to be like punishing the generation that built the tower. And we explained that it was not a punishment at the time because they just built the tower and they got together. But when negative people get together, eventually they do something bad. And we learned from that if that's the case, then of course, when positive people get together, they're doing good things. And for us, for the Jews, that's our strength. Like Yaakov Avinu later on, he will try to reveal the end of time. And of course, the Torah said that he didn't reveal, but he actually did reveal, and we learned it. For example, he told, "Yasfu v'agid alachem." If you get together, I will tell you the end of time. And Netivot Shalom brings, he said, that's the secret. Get together. I will tell you the end of the time. Yeah, when you get together, that's it. That will be the end of time. Mashiach will come, full redemption, etc., etc. So I want to dedicate the shiur to the Aliyat Neshama of Golda Leah Bat Rivka, and to the success of all Klal Israel, and especially the soldier and anyone that are fighting the Sitra Achad, the other side, the יימח שמם, all the terrorists and all our enemies should be wiped from the surface of earth with agony and pain. Thank you for listening.
Good.